Well, there
show
were
it.
enough people to see Dory again because that was still the #1 movie.
Really?
Yeah.
So quiet.
Quiet as a church.
Quieter.
Good evening. I would like to call the Public Works and Utilities Committee to order for June 27th. May I have a roll call?
Chairman Noah.
Present.
Vice Chairman Gata.
Present.
Trustee Palafis. Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Vandenberg.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
All accounted for, and we have a quorum. Next item would be the approval of minutes from May 31st, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any additions, corrections, deletions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Under new business, we have 6 items. Item number 1, request adoption of the annual Department of Labor prevailing hourly wage rate resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Would we like to add anything? Any questions? Nothing? Seeing none. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 2, request authorization for the village to participate in the Northwest Municipal Conference, NWMC, Suburban Purchasing Cooperative, which is SPC, for a 1-year contract with Gas Depot out of Morton Grove, Illinois, for a joint purchase of diesel fuel and gasoline.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have anything to add, Mr. Neville, or nothing?
And add just our annual
Thank
fuel
you.
contract.
Okay, thank you. No questions up here. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 3, request authorization to extend 2014 contract for 2016-2017 janitorial maintenance service for Village Hall, Police Station, Susan Kenley Rupnow Public Works Center, and the Fleet Services Facility to Total Facility Maintenance, Inc., out of Wooddale, Illinois, for a total contract monthly fee of $5,399.67. Total contract amount not to exceed $75,000.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, anything to add? Trustee Vandenberg?
I just have a question about Station 24. Is it just the public area that is being cleaned at Station 24?
There's only certain parts that they'll do, and they'll do it if they're having an event. They'll bring them in and clean that, but otherwise they don't clean the living quarters for them and not the other fire stations.
Right, so it's just for that beautiful downstairs meeting room that they have? at
Correct,
24.
correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, no other questions? We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 4, request authorization to award contract for engineering and mechanical services for replacement of the Fleet Services Facility air conditioning system to Advantage Mechanical Incorporated out of McHenry, Illinois, in an amount not to exceed $26,570.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second? Nothing to add, no questions?
Oh, I got a question.
You do? Okay,
I
Trustee
do.
Stanton?
The 2 other companies that made their proposals came in with higher bids, but they also said there were 2 units that they needed to use, or they felt they needed to use 2 units. And we're going with 1 unit, which is obviously at a lower price. Are they correct, or are we correct with going with just the 1 unit?
Paul Petrenko, the facility manager, reviewed the bid, and he's confident that the 1 unit will be more than adequate for the cooling that's needed.
Okay.
So they may be over budget or they may be well over because they bid 2 units, but they didn't really need to have 2 units.
Well, I know you requested that they only, the bid with 1 unit anyway, but I was just questioning why did they come in with 2 units versus the 1 that you were asked for?
I'm not sure why they did.
Okay.
Do we currently have 2 units up there?
I'm not sure offhand. I can find out from Paul and get back to you.
It says we do have 2
it
units.
says it in here we do.
They're not up there, they're down on the ground. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm just assuming the 1 unit you're gonna get is as powerful as the 2 units that are on the ground.
Correct. The ones that were in there from 1991, so technology, I'm assuming it'll be more than adequate.
Okay.
Okay, seeing no further questions, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 5, request acceptance of the Department of Public Works monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have anything to add?
Nothing to add.
Okay, and no questions. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passed. Item number 6, request acceptance of the Department of Development Services monthly engineering report of the Transportation and Engineering Division.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have anything to add? Highlight? Nothing?
Yeah, I just want to correct on the report. You noted that the Hillcrest Moon Lake start date was going to be this week, but that is currently not the case, as we're awaiting the state appropriation to be resolved.
Okay, terrific. Thank you.
At what point would you have to put it off till next year?
We currently get to be about a 3-month duration, so say once we get to
Middle of
August,
August.
but then we're all working in with the school there also, which would not be ideal on
No.
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest may already have to be kicked to next year because of the school issue, if the state doesn't resolve the issue really quickly.
I'm not sure who was up first.
Whatever.
Trustee Mills?
Just to highlight, or to emphasize, I should say, that it is not our decision to put off this reconstruction is because of the state financial situation.
Yeah, that's correct. Since the state is administering this contract because of the federal participation, they are directing us that we're not allowed to start the work.
But the rest of our street construction can continue.
Yes, that's correct.
We should probably get a press release out on that,
Especially if it does take effect on this, Thursday?
right? We've notified the residents via our traditional
Yeah.
ways with email and others for our road reconstruction projects, but the general public may be expecting it, and we need to let them know
Well,
too.
there was, I think you guys have put together a pretty good explanation. I think we need to publicize that.
My question, some of the people on Hillcrest Court received a flyer in the mail, or in their doors, I believe, and some did not. So there was some confusion in the court on Hillcrest, what was going on.
So the court is not included because of where the funding's coming from. It's not eligible to do the work in there. I suspect, yeah, on the boulevards.
If you were a corner and you had one side of your house on Hillcrest, you got it. If you were interior to the court, you didn't give it.
That's probably why then,
Yeah.
because I think it was people in the court that were wondering why they didn't get the flyers in the mail,
Yep.
and that's why. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, seeing no further questions, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Next item would be President's Report.
Yeah, a couple things. Last Tuesday, the 21st, we had the ice cream social bingo for the senior citizens, and most of us were able to participate in that. Wednesday, 22nd, I toured the Harper College Art Collection with Jerry Arnson from the Arts Commission. They have over $2.1 million worth of art, and they have Picasso even. And they're looking at, maybe we can have some of the students there exhibit some of their stuff on our wall there. So we'll be working with them. And Wednesday evening, attended with most of us here the Northwest Municipal Conference Gala, which the new officers were sworn in. Congratulations to Mayor Bogus on becoming the new president of the Northwest Municipal Conference. And on Sunday, I had the opportunity to go to block party out west on Chatham. These are the biggest block party we go to. The board, most of us again were able to be there. And they were happy with everything in the village, so that's always good news. Remind people that the fireworks for the 4th of July will be Sunday, the 3rd, rather than on the 4th, but the parade will still be on the 4th, so mark your calendars and watch a great fireworks show on the 3rd. That's all I got.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. We have nothing under other, no items in review, and I'd like a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. We are adjourned.
I'd like to call the Public Health and Safety Committee to order on June 27, 2016. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Gata.
Present.
Vice Chairman Palafis. Trustee Newell.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Vandenberg.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
And we have a quorum. Thank you. Approval of the minutes of May 31st, 2016.
So moved.
Any corrections? Deletions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Under new business, we have 5 items. Item number 1, and there's 2 parts, A and B. 1, request authorization to waive bidding and award the contract for 6 sets of structural firefighting clothing to MES Illinois, Deer Creek, Illinois, sole source vendor in an amount not to exceed $14,640. And B, 10 sets of structural firefighting clothing to Air One Equipment Incorporated, South Elgin, Illinois, sole source vendor in the amount not to exceed $24,950 for a total request not to exceed $39,590.
So moved.
Second.
Chief, would you like to
This is,
enlighten us any more than what we just read?
no, it's basically, this is the annual replacement program for our personnel to get some replacement gear.
And how often do we replace
The
it?
gear lasts about 5 years.
Okay. Any questions from the board? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 2, request acceptance of the Police Department monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Chief? Nothing to add. On the board here? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 3, request acceptance of the Health Human Services monthly report.
So moved.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. And, okay, thank you. Any questions from the board? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 4, request acceptance Emergency Management Coordinator monthly report.
Second.
Motion and a second. Anything to add to that? Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Number 5, request acceptance of the Fire Department monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Chief, do you want to add anything to that?
Nothing to add?
And the board? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. President?
Nothing else, Trustee Gata.
Okay, we have nothing in other items in review. Looking for an adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned.
Good evening. I would like to call the Finance Committee for June 27, 2016 to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Palafis. Vice Chairman Newell.
Present.
Trustee Gata.
Present.
Trustee Mills.
Present.
Trustee Stanton.
Present.
Trustee Vandenberg.
Present.
Mayor McLeod.
Present.
Accounted for. We have a quorum. Next item is the approval of minutes from May 31st, 2016.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any deletions, corrections? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays. Motion passed. Under new business, we have 6 items. Item number 1 is request acceptance of the comprehensive annual financial report for the year ended December 31st, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Now, who would like to kick this off? Can I give it to Rachel? Okay.
I'll start with a
Rachel?
few words.
Yes, please.
So the village has concluded another successful audit, and we've ended fiscal year 2015 on a positive financial note, mostly related to our operating fund. Our general fund is showing revenues over expenditures of about $6.2 million, which is quite a big difference from the $1 million shortfall that we had budgeted related to the Emerald Ash Borer. In terms of our government-wide financial statements, I mentioned this in the agenda item, but I would like to take a few brief minutes to talk about the new accounting pronouncement that is impacting a lot of municipalities nationwide, especially those that offer pension plans. So GASB 68 took effect on June 30th, 2015, and it established new standards for measuring and recognizing municipal pension plans. To try to explain the impact of GASB 68, I'm going to give an example in just real general round numbers, and these are not our numbers. This is just for explanatory purposes, but let's say, for example, we have pension liabilities that we have to pay over the next 30 years of $30 million. And our actuary tells us this year that we have to do a tax levy for $1 million, but we only do $800,000. So in the past, accounting standards have required us to report the difference of the $200,000 that we didn't levy for property taxes. GASB 68 is now saying that we not only have to record that liability, but we also have to record the full liability for the next 29 years as well. So we've gone from a liability of $200,000 to $29.2 million in a matter of 1 year. And that just gives a good kind of example on the sizable impact that a lot of municipalities are experiencing related to GASB 68. Now the numbers were always known. We've always had them reported in our CAFR in the notes. GASB 68 is now just requiring that we report them now on the face of our financial statements. So I would be happy to answer any questions that you might have related to the audit or the CAFR, but I also want to mention that our partner from Sikich, Brian Lefevre, is here as well to help answer any questions you may have.
Thank you so much. That's a good explanation. Any questions up here? Anyone? Trustee Mills?
All right, you say you have to report that for the period of 30 years. Does that go down each year then, as you progress through those years, or will it
We
keep
hope
going up?
it goes down. If everything goes correctly, it should go down. But you could have 1 year of bad investment returns, and all of the progress you've made has just been eaten up, and it could go back up again. But it is our hope that it goes down every year.
So it's going to look like we're pretty far in the hole on some of these things, but we really aren't, correct?
Correct.
That our liabilities are going to be so much
Need to
larger.
look at two pieces of the puzzle, really. So as of December 31st, 2015, what were the assets compared to the liabilities? And that unfunded liability is actually on the face of the statements, like Rachel said. But then you also need to look in the audit at the schedule showing how much the village funded versus what the actuary recommended, and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
And that's what the analysts of your financial statements that look at your bond rating, they look at both sets of the equation. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Each year, you'll be 1 year closer to 2040, which is statutorily when you're supposed to fully fund the plans by. IMRF, and that's police and fire, IMRF is on a rolling 30-year basis, so you're never trying to get to 100% under IMRF. They just have kind of a different philosophy related to IMRF funding than police and fire.
This is the responsibility of all municipalities to have to follow this GASB rule now?
That's correct. So all local governments nationwide don't have a choice. The idea being is that we're going to record the pension liability on the financial statements when it's earned versus this funding methodology that Rachel talked about in the past. So this would be the liability there is for the beneficiaries and the active members of the plan, what has been earned through 12/31/15.
Okay, but as you get, again, you said just police and fire pensions are included in this?
Police, fire, and IMRF.
Oh, it is
Yep,
IMRF
all of
too,
them.
okay.
Yep.
The difference is, as Brian said, is that IMRF is a constantly moving forward because they're on a 40-year rolling. By statute, police and fire are on a 30-year amortization, and that's why some of the reforms you see for the downstate pension funds, including changing that from the 30-year to a rolling 40-year. Not to get too much on the soapbox, but part of what we're seeing with GASB 68, at least in terms of the village's unfunded liability, has a lot to do with the pension sweeteners that came about in the middle 80s and early 90s from the state legislature. This village has, to my knowledge, always funded what our actuary has told us to fund. That's based upon investment earnings from the last prior years. That's based upon the employee census, who's retired, who's not, where they are in their career. So we've fully funded what we are being told to do. That's one of the reasons why our bond rating is as high as it is. And in talking to people involved with that, our financial advisors, they don't see our bond rating changing just because the Governmental Accounting Standards Board, that's what GASB stands for, has made a decision on how it's going to be shown in your financial statements. Like Rachel said, in the footnotes, it's always been there. And frankly, those of us that read CAFRs, mostly to go to bed at night and when we can't sleep.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
We know that where you really find the information is in the notes on the financial statements. You can read the numbers all you want, but if you really want to learn more about that community, read the notes.
Okay, thank you, I think. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 2, request acceptance of the Economic Development Area Special Tax Allocation Fund Annual Financial Report for the year ended December 31st, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Anything to, please?
About this one as well.
Please.
As specified by the 2012 legislation, which extended the EDA for another 15 years, we are now required to have an audit done of the EDA Special Tax Allocation Fund. The fund is a flow-through fund, so we get the incremental property taxes coming in, and those go out for the taxing district distributions as well as note payments. 2015 went as expected. There was about 27 million of property taxes that came in, and those went out through the note payments and taxing district distributions. Again, I would welcome any questions, and I want to make sure everyone is aware that Brian is here also to answer any questions you may have about the EDA audit.
Okay. Do we have any questions for anyone? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 3, request authorization to declare $450,326.07 as surplus funds in the Barrington-Higgins TIF Tax Allocation Fund and direct the treasurer to remit said funds to the Cook County Treasurer for distribution.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Mayor McLeod?
I know we extended this. When does this TIF expire?
This TIF expires, I don't have that information in front of me. 2023, possibly?
2023 is the Golf Higgins Roselle. Matter of fact, Mark and I were just talking about that the other day.
2035? May of 2035.
Pardon me?
May of 2035.
May of 2035.
No.
Can't be 35.
It would be 13 years from when it was.
It was
so
the- it was the
We won't get
extension.
to 35. It's a 13-year extension.
Oh, it was a 13-year extension.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mark? I think it's like 6 years. That's what I think, too. We'll double check and let everyone know.
Well, there's something in here about one note coming up December 1st, 2021. Would that coincide then? That's with the à la carte. It was a redevelopment note. I'm wondering if that somehow ties in. I can't
It's à la
remember.
carte. You think that's correct, Mark? We'll let everybody know.
Okay.
We'll double check and make sure we have the right date.
Okay. So then by the board meeting or whenever, you'll send something out, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, so we have any other questions? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. Item number 4, request acceptance of Finance Department monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have anything to add, Rachel?
Nothing to add.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays? Motion passed. Item number 5, request acceptance of Information System Department monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have anything to add? Okay, terrific. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. And last but not least, request acceptance of the Sears Center monthly report.
So moved.
Second.
You have a motion and a second? Nothing to add? Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. President's report?
Nothing else, trustee Newell?
Okay, thank you, Mayor McLeod. Nothing under other, no items in review. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No nays, motion passed. We are adjourned.